Hello. In this session, Self Control Desensitization, I'm going to talk about a way that you can actually weaken your client's worry spiral right there in the session. To find out what they are worried about right now, you do want to begin the session just asking them about what's going on in their lives. And then to say, I'd like to teach you a way to weaken your worry spiral here in the session today. And you'll give them a rationale which will go something like this. In order to help you to catch your anxiety early and nip it in the bud and weaken your anxiety spiral in the session today, I'm going to first get you very relaxed. And then I'm going to bring up something that I know is going to make you anxious. And I don't want you to wait until you get anxious, because remember, we want to catch your anxiety very early. So instead of waiting until you're anxious, I'd like for you to signal when you feel a little bit less relaxed. So if you're at, say, a 3 and your anxiety goes to a 3.1 even, I want you to signal by raising your finger. And I want you to hold that finger up until your anxiety comes down and you're back to that 3, or actually back to where you were before I brought up the anxiety-producing thing. And then we're going to repeat that several times through the session. And then what you want to do is get them very relaxed, and you want to check in with them on those SUDS levels, or subjective units of distress levels, and see to it that you get them down, preferably to a 2, but a 3 or a 4 is acceptable. A 4 is really only acceptable if they're highly anxious. And if for some reason you can't get their anxiety down that day, it may not be the best day to do self-control desensitization. It may be that they're more distressed at that time and that this isn't going to be as effective. But once you have their anxiety level down and they're now relaxed, then you want to introduce a worry or a physical symptom of anxiety or an image. You'll find that they'll get better and better, and when they do, you can make the stressor more difficult by adding an image, adding a physical symptom of anxiety, or making the worry even more intense. So I'm going to walk you through an example. We'll say that this particular client is about to meet her boyfriend's parents for the first time, and she's really worried that it's not going to go well. In demonstrating this, my voice will be the therapist, and my finger is going to be the client. So we'll assume that the client is already relaxed. Thinking about meeting Jake's parents for the first time Saturday night, worrying that noticing the surfaces beneath you, focusing on the tension in your body and allowing it to loosen. Noticing that each time you breathe out, you feel a little bit more relaxed. Visualizing that the surfaces beneath you are like sponges that can absorb tension out of your body, feeling the absorbing power of those surfaces. Again, worrying about meeting Jake's parents for the first time Saturday night, worrying that it's not going to go well, worrying that you're going to get anxious and that they won't like you. Noticing that the surfaces beneath you feel like sponges that are absorbing tension out of your body. Noticing that each time you breathe out, those spongy surfaces become more effective. Worrying about meeting Jake's parents again for the first time, worrying that things are not going to go well, worrying that you're going to say something stupid and blow it and embarrass yourself, worrying that you're going to embarrass Jake. Thinking about the surfaces beneath you as being like sponges, allowing the absorbing power of those spongy surfaces to drain the tension out of your body. Worrying about meeting Jake's parents again for the first time, worrying that it's not going to go well, that you're going to really embarrass yourself and that you're going to embarrass Jake. Thinking about being there, visualizing that you're at the dinner table and you're feeling that heaviness in your chest and you've just embarrassed Jake. Noticing the surfaces beneath you, draining the tension out of your body with each exhalation. Spongy surfaces draining the tension out of your body. Thinking about meeting Jake's parents for the first time. Worrying that it's not going to go well. Worrying that you're going to say something stupid. Visualizing yourself there at the dinner table, talking to Jake and his parents, having dinner. And you've just said something stupid. You can tell that Jake's upset. You can tell that the parents are upset. You know that they don't like you. Relaxing on your own. Letting go on your own. So you noticed that I made things more difficult as the client got better. And I challenged her more and more. Now, if after all of that challenging, she still didn't raise her finger, then I might say something like this, noticing that now that you're relaxed, these worries don't bother you anymore. Noticing that when you're relaxed, it's actually difficult to get anxious. And then you can add some more classical conditioning. So visualizing yourself, talking to Jake's parents, and feeling relaxed. Actually visualizing yourself enjoying the evening and things going well. You can also have clients do home practice and point out to them that when they do home practice, that they don't need to raise their finger, that they can simply get themselves relaxed, bring up a stressful situation, a worry, or a physical symptom of anxiety, and then when they notice that they're feeling a little bit more anxious, that they are a little less relaxed actually, that they can then use their strategies. So remember to use self-control desensitization, and before you do that, to get a little bit of information about what's going on that week so that you have a good topic to bring up during that session.